Now for global business updates, Rochus Odiri joins us. Good morning, Rochus.
Good morning, Dr. Abasi. Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Rifai. Thanks, Zeus. It is Friday. The weekend is here. Well, Bitcoin, $110,000. It actually came down from 112. Bitcoin has been rising recently. Does anyone know why? Well, President Trump, he hosted this exclusive gala at the Trump National Golf. By the way, this is the official Trump meme coin. It has about 2.7 billion market cap. They was trading at about 30.
It was first trading about 80,
look at the green line. Look at how it drops. You know.
He has scammed them.
No, I talked to him. And all this money, him and his family own 80% of this coin.
Yeah.
Javier Milei was almost impeached for this thing in Argentina. So, if you look at, let me give you some details. I can't
from about $87 dropped to.
Oh yeah, look, where's the next? Let's go to the next slide. Details on the coin. So, exclusive dinner at the Trump National Golf Club near Washington D.C. He hosted the top meme coin investors. Do you remember Jin Sun, that Chinese investor who had that $6.5 million banana, the art thing? He's one of the largest investors there. He was there. Here, Lamar Odom, former NBA player, was there. Collectively, to secure the seats, they took in about $148 million. They also got a White House tour. The dinner, of course, has sparked ethical concerns. There was a protest outside the Trump National Golf course before the dinner began. Basically, you can see the signs there. People were saying that, there's one particular sign to the left. Yeah, we're about to get there. Yeah, grifting. Yeah, that's it. So this is, the Trump National Golf course. And there it is. It says, "Stop Trump Crypto Corruption." So there was basically all that. I want you to listen to Max Abelson. He's a journalist at Bloomberg. They actually wrote an investigative piece on how Trump's wealth has skyrocketed in just the little time he's been in office, in just 100 days. And it goes beyond crypto meme coins.
Our project is really about being able to step back and to say in concrete terms, factual terms, clear terms, what is happening here when a president is doing more than anyone in modern American history that we can tell, any other president in modern America, to position his family to make an astounding amount of money while in the White House. And when I say astounding, what we're talking about is not in the millions or in the hundreds of millions. What we're talking about is deals that are in the billions, whether we're talking about the Trump name powering, I think, more than $10 billion worth of real estate projects. The Trump name powering billions of dollars of value for his social media company, which only went public last year.
There's also, I don't know how many people know this, the Trump family is in Vietnam to build a skyscraper and a golf course. This is the same Vietnam that is currently facing, trying to negotiate tariffs. I don't know if anybody listens to Pod Save the World, but here's the two hosts that are talking about that.
Eric Trump, apparently this week, is in Vietnam. Vietnam just gave the Trump family the green light on a $1.5 billion golf development project, and they're talking about building a skyscraper in Ho Chi Minh City. So we're double dipping here, and Eric's going to come to town.
I wouldn't give Eric Trump $20 to go across the street to get a sandwich.
And by the way, this is all happening, though, as the Vietnamese government trying to negotiate away their 46% tariff.
Of course. The reason Trump wants to have this dial that he can turn up and down around tariffs and all these things is that each one of these things is a massive profit opportunity, right? So Vietnam has like a sword hanging over its head of 47% tariffs. And it's like, well, in the next 90 days, you could plow a ton of money into some Trump golf course and have Eric there and tell him what a business genius he is, that you want to have the Trump people running a golf course and a hotel in Vietnam. Of course you're going to do that if you think you want relief from tariffs. So this is going to be such a massive wealth transfer to the Trump family for doing nothing.
All right. Has there been any deals? Has anyone heard of any deals from the South Africa, the Ramaphosa trip to America? Let's run down the list. Trump G20 handover? No.
No,
AGOA
that is confirmed.
He has confirmed
by the
it?
Minister of Trade. Pakistan that Donald Trump will attend
be visiting
at the G20. Yes.
But the G7 has been confirmed by the Trump administration. They are yet to confirm that Trump himself
so you're
will be
saying
attending.
the South African Minister of Trade is lying?
All I'm saying is this. The G20, he didn't confirm it in the White House. Within the next 24 hours.
During the engagements after
Please, let's put up the list.
Oval
Okay, what about AGOA? Okay, we have this. You have a G20 handover.
Okay,
What
so
about AGOA?
you can finish your submission, sorry. Then I'll reserve my comments for when
the
it's my
Africa
turn.
Growth Opportunity Act, no. Put the list back up. Can we put the list back up? Africa Growth Opportunity Act, no update. Tariff relief, no update. The U.S. foreign direct investment that he wanted, he didn't get anything of that. But you know what? They're still talking about what? What's that? Yeah, that's why you have further engagement at the bottom.
So further engagement, he will come back again.
Meanwhile,
they will talk on the phone.
Okay, the groveling from Ramaphosa was really sad. It was to the point where, take a listen, he actually called South Africa a $400 billion economy, a tiny economy, because he wanted so much to get foreign direct investment from President Trump.
And of course, we want to discuss how we can support each other. You are a much bigger economy than we are. We're just a tiny economy. So I'm here also to say thank you and to thank the people of America for having helped us during a really difficult time. Being the small economy that we are, we needed help from around the world.
All right. Finally, the Dangote refinery is reducing fuel prices. I think this is the 6th time this year that they are reducing. And look, we need more. This is supposed to be a tax cut for Nigerians. So good on the Dangote refinery. The ex-depot price coming down, I think, between $875 to $920. Also, with oil prices well below $70, that's something we should be expecting.
But it's only in some specific partner filling stations.
MRS and so on.
But moving on as regards all of this, see, there should be a lot of litigation and lawsuits after he leaves power, but he has crossed the line of ethical concerns. He has done everything wrong. You know, I try as much as possible to be able to defend him, but across the board, it's just ethically wrong.
Oh, you mean the Trump meme coin and all that, yeah?
Look at the Trump meme coin. That's daylight robbery. That's like a pump and dump market. At the height, it was at a high price. At the lowest, it was gone. And I think at some point, we need to bring back dignity to Africa, with due respect. It was an aberration what happened to Ramaphosa. Because the same Trump, in case you would like to know, went to Qatar, was begging for jets for an economy that is 221 billion. That is the same Trump that is washing Ramaphosa of an economy that is 2 times the size of Qatari economy. When are we going to learn? When is this shame going to leave Africa?
America has the yam and the knife.
I don't entirely agree with Cyril Ramaphosa's choice of strategy at that meeting. We also need to realize that South Africa holds over $6 billion of investments in the American economy through over 20 companies. America has over 600 companies operating in South Africa that account for 500,000 jobs. So the relationship between South Africa and the United States is not something that can just be thrown out the window like that. There are strong ties between the two countries. So a revised proposed framework has been submitted because, of course, deals are not just done like this. They've submitted their framework through this meeting. AGOA is actually under review in Congress at the moment. AGOA is not a presidential order. It actually goes through Congress. So that process is underway, and the South African delegation will further engage Congress. As you know, Congress has been debating South Africa for the past few days. Quickly on tariffs as well, that through the South African Revenue Service has also engaged on how to review tariff bilateral and relations and reset that. So I don't think that they walked away with nothing.
Okay,
I commented on South Africa yesterday. I don't want to repeat myself. And I stressed the point that I'm a student of diplomacy. There's a book titled A Diplomatic Handbook by David Feldman. That's the Bible of diplomacy. I recommend it for those who would like to read and benchmark some of my comments yesterday against that. Now, very quickly, what I find interesting is the Dangote story. Now, Dangote refinery now says, they're going to reduce further to 875 naira at pump price in their partner stations. I think that is a good development. But also, the Nigerian government must play its part, provide the crude that is required. After all, they promised that Dangote refinery will get a certain barrels of crude per day. And then also all of this is based on Naira for crude. If we sell crude oil to Dangote refinery, the largest single train refinery in the world, they will also be obliged to sell in Naira and help save foreign exchange. Two, another story is that the U.S. Supreme Court took a decision yesterday that members of the Federal Reserve will receive special protections so that Trump will not write roughshod over
like
them,
Harvard,
to protect the independence of the central bank. I think that's a major development. The third thing that I think we need to focus upon is this big, beautiful domestic bill by Trump. Now it reduces taxes, but increases military spending and also immigration spending. So less revenue, more expenditure,
bigger deficit.
At the end of the day, the fear is bigger deficit in the U.S. Simple arithmetic.
And the bonds have been climbing.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Rotus.
Thank you.